The subject of long life, healing, um, just any kind of health practices are quite popular in the art of the Himalayas and with the iconography of Buddhism and Hinduism. So there is definitely differences between long life and healing deities. The more general ones we find coming out of the lower sets of tantras. We find White Tara, we find Amitayas and Ushnisha Vijaya as the three main long life deities in Tantric Buddhism. And very generic, very popular in all traditions, and open to and accessible to most. But as you go more deeply into the more complex tantras, then you find that there are specialized long life deities and long life practices, and even veins and airs practices specific to the body and well-being that are unique to the Kala Chakra Tantra, He Vajra, Vajra Bhairava, Chakrasamvara. So here what we're going to talk about is just one specific deity that is not all that common in art, but we do find it occasionally, and it's a female deity, and she's called Amaravajra Devi, so the deathless Vajra goddess. And she comes out of the Abhidhana Tantra. It's one of the Chakrasamvara, under the umbrella of the Chakrasamvara Tantras, is the Abhidhana. And in this text, there's teachings for this female figure who is actually wrathful. She's actually a little complex, wrathful. She's white in color. She has 8 faces and 16 arms, and holds various attributes in the hands. A lot of them are weapons. And she stands on 2 figures, and she's surrounded by flames. Now, this figure is quite interesting, just because it's hard to tell if it's male or female when you see it in painting. I think we have very few examples of sculpture. Now, what's also interesting about this is it comes down through the typical kind of Chakrasamvara type lineages of Gantapa, Jalandhara, Krishnacharan, Tilopa, Naropa, like that. And it comes down with the armor deities of Vajrasattva Chakrasamvara from an early lineage. And this lineage, there may be other lineages. The only one I was able to find is through the Sakya tradition. And but what's also unique about this figure is she's also included in the 13 Golden Dharmas of Sakya. These are 13 special teachings. But as some of you may recall, whenever you have a number like 13, it could be less, it could be more. When you have 100, it could mean 90, it could mean 85, because people often round off to auspicious numbers or whole numbers. But in this case, there's 13 Golden Dharmas in Sakya, which are 13 special meditation teachings, but there's also 3 additional, and one of the additional ones is this Amaravajra Devi. And so some traditions within the umbrella of the Sakya school, meaning that it could be Ngorpa, Tsarpa, Dzongpa, Bulukpa, the Shalu monastery, Jonangpa or Bodongpa. Within these various branch traditions, then some people substitute one of the 4 minor of the 13 Golden Dharmas with this Amaravajra Devi. And so with the Simhamukha, the lion-faced goddess, lion-faced Dakini, coming also out of the Chakrasamvara cycle of Tantras. So we don't have a lot of art, but it is an interesting figure because it also shows that the more complex the Tantras, then there are more specialized long life healing and practices for well-being, health-wise. So you can press subscribe, you can press like, you can join HAR on Patreon, and you can also make a donation on the homepage of Himalayan Art Resources.